Hey BookTube, book haul. Are you ready for a book haul? Can nobody hear me? I got a lot that's on my mind. Let me get to the books because you might see one that you want. The first one came in the mail from Amazon, which I ordered because of Patty over at Patty's Kiss. I'll link her video below where she did some drool-worthy covers of classic books. So I had to get this one when I saw this on that video. It's the Penguin Threads edition of Little Women by Louisa May Alcott. Now, this means a lot to me for two reasons. First of all, it's the first book that my mom ever read me when I was a little girl. And secondly, I'm a sewer. I sew, like I have a studio and I've been doing it since I was 9 years old, and I've done some embroidery and some cross stitch. It looks like embroidery. It's actually just embossed, but it's got the, I think it's called a French flap, so it folds out and you can tell it's just gorgeous. And you know the thing I love about this the most is that on the inside of the cover, it looks like the back of a piece of embroidery, which I just love that. I think that that was so cool that they thought of that. It's just, oh, so pretty. The next thing to come in the mail was Hallowed by Cynthia Hand. This is the second book in the Unearthly series, and this came all the way from England. I feel like I should say the rest of what I'm going to say about this in a British accent. This is the cover from the UK, not the American cover. And I like it much, much better. So that's why I ordered it from eBay, and then it came all the way from the UK. How's that? Think I'd pass for a Brit? Probably not. Next thing that came in the mail showed up and surprised me. It is The Good Luck of Right Now by Matthew Quick. I haven't read anything by Matthew Quick. It's supposed to be very funny, and so I'm hoping that I will enjoy it, and maybe I'll want to read more of what he's written. So that's everything that came in the mail. Now, when I was down south recently, I went to a Habitat for Humanity restore. And Habitat for Humanity here in the U.S. is like a charity, faith-based organization where they build houses for people that can't afford houses. They have these restores, which are like a thrift store for building and construction supplies. Well, they often have books. So when I was at one recently looking for some kitchen chairs for the girls, I walked over and I found this. Now, I love this book. I read it a long time ago, and I also read the second book. It's a duology, I think. The second book is called Piercing the Darkness. This is This Present Darkness by Frank Peretti. Frank Peretti is a lot like Ted Dekker. He does fiction and even paranormal fiction, but it's got like a God element in it. It's kind of Christian based. And this particular book has a scene in it that I desperately love. It just makes me cry. And so my copy was getting really ragged and old, and this was really in good shape. And so for 50 cents, I grabbed it. Now, you all know, if you've watched my book haul videos in the past, that I love a closeout store called Ollie's. So I was there recently, and I picked up Imaginary Girls by Nova Ren Suma. This I have on audio, and I haven't listened to it yet. Now, this is about two girls named Ruby and Chloe, and I don't know if there's a paranormal aspect to this story, but I do know that it's about two sisters and one of them disappears. Nova Ren Suma, she's an excellent author, and this book has gotten a lot of rave reviews. So yeah, now I can read it and listen and switch between the two. I found The Skies Everywhere by Jandy Nelson. You know, I don't know if she's written anything else, and I know this was her debut novel, but if you know if she's written anything else, let me know because I want to read it. This was wonderful. And the reason I really like this copy of it is because the US cover is blue with like a red heart, but this cover is much more indicative of some scenes in the book, and I love this book. Now, this was a book that I picked up and put down and then picked up again and thought, it's Wildfire by Kristin Knight. And, you know, I'm always up for a new mythology. And this, when I picked it up the first time, I kind of read the blurb and I thought, oh, well, maybe not. And then I checked it out on Goodreads with my Goodreads app, and it got really high ratings, like above a 4. By people that I know on both Goodreads and on BookTube. So I thought maybe this is worth a try. So it's about a Polynesian girl who she finds out she is the goddess of the volcano. On a previous trip to Ollie's, I found Leviathan and Behemoth by Scott Westerfeld. This is a steampunk series, and I think it's like World War I. And, you know, I bought these thinking if I just wait long enough, I bet you the third one will come up. And sure enough, I found it. So now I have the whole series, and these covers are so pretty. They're just gorgeous. So I think I need a little steampunk in my life, a little departure from all the apocalyptic dystopian romance that I've been reading. So I'm really looking forward to getting through this series, probably in April. Now, when I was down south, sort of on vacation, not really a vacation, it was freezing cold, and I was helping my daughters move. So right there, that tells you it was not really a vacation. But anyway, I got to go to a Books A Million, and I found some really great things in their clearance shelving. So let me show you what those were. I found Easy by Tammara Weber. This is one of the first new adult books that I've ever read, and I thought it was okay, and then I read a lot more new adult, and I realized it was pretty decent. So when I saw it, I thought, oh, I think I want to grab that. I listened to it on audio, and I think there's a companion novel out told from this guy here. His name is Lucas, from his point of view. I found Tempest by Julie Cross. I hate this cover. Let me just say right now, I hate this cover. They couldn't do any better a job with time travel than this cover. Oh well, great book, a great series. It is the Tempest series. It's Tempest, Vortex, and Time Storm. And I really like Julie Cross. And now I just need the other two books in hardback in the series. I found The Program by Suzanne Young. Really liked this. I think the second book in the series is coming out. Anyway, it was a great book, and I really liked it. So when I saw it in hardback for $3, oh yeah, this was coming home with me. I found Scarlet by Marisa Meyer. Now, you know, I listened to Cinder and Scarlet on audio, and I know Crust just came out. And while I wasn't wowed by them on audio, I have a feeling I might be wowed in print if I go back to reread them, and especially if I reread them and then read Crest, since it just came out. So I'm going to give it another shot. And lastly, on that trip, I found Starters and the cover I wanted. The story of this is that I was at Barnes & Noble one night and I picked this up on impulse. So this was the new cover. I hate this cover. I hate it so much. Ugh. Why did they change it when this is so pretty? So I found this on Book Outlet and I ordered it, and it came without a dust jacket. Which the whole point of ordering the book was to get this dust jacket. So when I saw it at Books A Million, I snapped it up because I thought finally. So I now have 3 copies of this book, but I'm going to give 2 of them away and keep this one. Well, last week I had to go to another Habitat for Humanity restore. Didn't find what I wanted, but it was near a Books A Million, which happened to be going out of business. So of course, I ran in there and grabbed all kinds of things. I walked away with not nearly as many books as I would have liked, but some good prices. And I got The Unbound by Victoria Schwab. I read the archive last year, and I have it, and because it's not available on audio. So I went ahead and grabbed it up because I've been wanting to read it for a while, and I really like the series, so I know I'm going to love this. I got Never Fade by Alexandra Bracken. I love this series. This is probably one of my favorite series of all time, the Darkest Mind series. This is the second book, and I love these characters so much. I loved spending time with them, you know, Liam and Ruby and Zoo and Chubbs, and you know, I just love this world. I love this world, so yeah, I grabbed this one right up. I would have grabbed Darkest Minds too, but I didn't see it. And you know, I happened to be walking by and I saw one of those rolling shelf things like what they have at the library when the librarians go to reshelf books. And I glanced down. I couldn't believe I saw this. Now, if you know anything about me on Goodreads, you will know I've been whining and crying about not being able to have this book in my hands for a year. And God bless Dan Wells, because I even have been annoying him on Twitter and on Goodreads. Ruins, the third book in the partial sequence. I'm so happy to have this. And it isn't supposed to come out until, I think it's the 11th of March, and I think that was yesterday. So I got it like a week early, and I was thrilled, and I'm partway into it. I have been listening to another book, and so Yeah, I'm not that far in, but it is just as amazing as I knew it was going to be. Well, when I got up to the cash register to pay for all these books that I got at Books A Million, I realized that I got another 10% off because I'm a member. So I went back and got 2 more books. So I got Pivot Point by Kasie West. I loved this book. This is one of my top books from last year, and I just love the premise. And Split Second, which is the sequel, is out right now, and I'm going to have to go get it. And the last book I got on that trip was Angel Fire by L.A. Weatherly. This is the 3rd book in a series that I've been reading. I've been listening to it on audio, and this didn't come out very long ago. I didn't know about this series. There's been no hype about it on BookTube at all, which kind of surprised me, but it's really, really good. Nice take on angels. I'm probably going to grab the audio version on Audible, but when I saw it, I just thought, oh, yeah, that needs to come home with me. So it did. And then yesterday, I saw Graceling in hardback. And, I mean, this was like $1.99 as a hardback. And, you know, I thought it was a much fatter book than it is, but it's not. But anyway, I saw this, so of course I grabbed it. I have it to listen to on audio. I haven't done it yet, which it's narrated by a whole cast of people that are voice actors. So I'm really looking forward to it, but I just haven't gotten into it yet because it's fantasy, which is really my thing, even though everybody raves about this. So if you're going to read fantasy, this is a good one to read. So I will probably get to this in April. I found Between Shades of Grey by Ruta Sepetys, I think is how you say her name. I know it's going to be hard to read. I've heard reviews of it that say it's really, really good, but it's a really tough book to read. You know, it's really emotionally wrenching, kind of probably like The Book Thief is, although I haven't read that either. But anyway, I saw it, I put it down, then I picked it back up again and thought, you know what, I probably need to read that. I found The Rosie Project by Graeme Simison. This is supposed to be very funny. It's kind of a computer geek nerd guy meets Rosie and, you know, the relationship that ensues. And apparently it's very funny. And lastly, the amazing find of yesterday. I can't believe I found this book. Legend by Marie Lu in hardcover for $1.99. Oh my gosh. One of my favorite series of all time. Love, love, love this book. Love it. Marie Lu, you're a genius. So that's my massive book haul for right now. I need more places to put books. It's getting a little out of control, but I'm about ready to put my floor down in the other room, and so then I can use my big bookshelves, a picture of which are here. And I'll have a lot more room. Of course, I have a lot more books to put away too. I'm going to have to do probably an unboxing, and it will be all books that I've had in storage for forever. Here's a sample. But anyway, that's it for right now. If you've read any of these books, please let me know what you thought of them. I've read probably half of them because what I do is I listen to the book on audio and then I will buy it in print if I really liked it. So let me know what you think if you've read any of those. I would love to talk about them with you. So that's it for now for me, and I will see you next time. Thanks for watching.
When I'm gone, you're gonna miss me when I'm gone. You're gonna miss me by my hair. You're gonna miss me everywhere. Oh, you're gonna miss me when I'm gone.